What is happening, guys? Welcome back to a coffee pump vlog. I want to take you behind the scenes of a recent trip I did to Nigeria. Now, when we first got there, the airport slightly chaotic, so be prepared if you ever end up going to Nigeria. It's a decent airport, but compared to JKI, I must say Kenya has the upper hand. But overall friendly experience. Now, one of the reasons we had a good experience was we had people organized in advance to come and get us, which is something I'd recommend you do. Now, we went there for the Africa Peering Forum, which is something organized by the Internet Society, and it happens on a yearly basis in one different country, and this time Nigeria was a selected spot. So we're going to walk through this video, just show you a bit behind the scenes of what I usually get up to in my day job, trying to create content. I hope you enjoy the vlog. We landed on the Sunday. We wanted to get in. KQ has been notorious to cancel flights last minute, and the conference starts on a Tuesday. We didn't want to miss it. Be wary, Lagos is a very popular city, 20 million people, so you will experience a bit of traffic, though the traffic on Sunday was not too bad. We actually were staying at the Lagos Continental. Now, the first day of the Africa Peering Forum happened on Tuesday. We're going to give you a bit of behind the scenes as to what it looks like, the conference room area, and what usually happens. During the panels, we have subject matter experts that usually come and give us a view of where they see the internet going in Africa. So it's a meeting hub from people who deal with content, from people who deal in the internet, and from folks like us in the data center industry. So it really tells you and informs you where we see the internet and the industry heading over the next 5 to 10 years. So for us, the main thing and the main object for me was to establish relationships with the movers and shakers. And the conferences and the key panel notes are really good information sources for people who really want to know more about the internet landscape in Africa.
But you know, in every industry, you need someone to go and sneak and try and gather that information for you and give you all that information for free. And this is my guy, Vincent. Gota. Vincent's my number one guy. He's very shy right now, but trust me, he's like an MI6 agent. He's just pretending over here.
So at the end of every day, what happens is there's usually a BS4P event that happens. And this time it was about 1 kilometer away at a restaurant called Cilantro. So we decided to walk, and what was prevalent is Nigeria has riches right next to poverty. It's pretty interesting to witness. So on the next day, we had some meetings in this bilateral room where you get to engage with the folks. But most of the evenings, what happens is there's also a cocktail dinner, so you can get to know people beyond the veil of the conference. And it's a good way to break down walls and barriers.
Unaka handsome. For the ladies, this is his name. The heavy hitter with all the restaurants from Nigeria.
Make sure you go through them.
Yes, for
It's
sure.
the least you could do.
Oh, umetoka TZ? Sasa I'm talking to you like a Nigerian. In English. Yes?
Mbona mwisho ulikuwa unafanya kazi Afrika au?
Na jina yako bro?
James.
James, our neighbor from Tanzania. All the way here in Lagos.
Nice to meet you, man.
Thank you, bro. Nice to meet you. Fred, how are you? Do you know in Nigeria, there's more food than people at the conferences?
That's too much.
There's a lot of food.
It's too much. Pepe is something called pepe.
Pepe.
All of it has pepper.
All of them is chili.
All of them is chili.
And we don't do chili.
Some of us are really suffering.
Also, what we wanted to do was take some time and explore Nigeria. It's an interesting place, to be honest. Very coastal, very warm, 20 million people again, so population is quite chaotic.
Ozumbambadiwe.
Ozumbada?
Ozumbambadiwe
Ozumbabadedwe.
is on the express route.
Okay, just say that again. Ozum?
Ozumbambadiwe.
Ozumbambadewe.
Thank you.
Thank
People
you.
don't bear such name again.
But we wanted to go to the local mall and kind of get exposed to what Nigeria was all about in terms of the supermarket, because that's what we do as Kenyans. We go shopping whenever we land in a new country. The malls are pretty interesting. There's a lot more international brands compared to what we have in Kenya. But the pricing, though, on the higher side. The Naira is quite weaker compared to the Kenya shillings. So some of the prices I'd see are probably even higher than Kenya. One thing I was blessed with was Monster, which was stocked in abundance, and you can pretty much assume I had one every day, which I did. Now, the supermarkets in general, very basic. I like taking my time going through them just to see a selection of products. It was good to see Milo, brought back memories from childhood, but the supermarket is the best avenue to get access to products that you typically wouldn't have back home. And had some interesting products that I saw that I carried back, like this. Can't wait to try it. Haven't though. Got a bunch. Perfumes as well. So I'm a big perfume guy, but to be honest, the pricing here sort of threw me off. So I'll stick to my undercover supplier who gets things through JKI in one way or another. The car scene in Nigeria is interesting. I'd say we definitely have a better car scene in Kenya, but though there's some heavy hitters you spot, the weird thing is you keep seeing small dents on each of the cars. So now on the day off, what we decided to do was go to a local art factory, well, art gallery to be more precise, called Nike Art Gallery. And it's a way to get exposed to the culture, a different way to see what people think about Lagos and the surrounding areas. A lot of metalworks, a lot of paintings, very interesting pieces like this particular jazz one that stood out to me. And if you can see, maybe if the camera points at the Hummer as well. So a lot of interesting metalworks that you can purchase and buy. And think about it as Maasai market on steroids. Very warm welcome. People in Nigeria are overly friendly. Like this Jama over here, just give me 1 second, I'll show you. He was smiling. And usually when people smile at you in Nigeria, it means wanataka kitu. There we go. Pole boss, I didn't have cash. But overall, very friendly. So this was the main highlight for me of the entire trip. I'm a big art person. I've sort of gotten into it over the last few years. And just a selection of art pieces here stood out to me, which you'll see shortly. So this place, tumesema it is inaitwa Nike Gallery ama Nike?
Nike. Is it
Vini?
Nike or Nike?
They say
Nike,
Nike, but it's
Nike Art Gallery.
Nike Art Gallery.
Yes.
Ni Nike wewe.
Hapa. Nike.
Vile tunasema Adibas.
Corruption, yeah.
no. Say
Nike. It's full of African art. Let me show you around. Why is it in Nigeria? The mannequins.
Like this. They're golden.
I think in Kenya these ones are small.
Those are plastic.
Hapo nyuma ni kubwa. And yeah, look at this one, guys. Come on.
Sajid, what are you focusing?
There are literally 4 floors in this place, full of art. I've always been drawn to like the neon pink, purple. I mean, even the coffee pump logos like that. Look at this one. So whenever I travel, what I try and do is I take an extra day and just explore the city. But one place in particular that I'd recommend is always going to check the local art gallery. I've never been into art, but just being exposed to it,
Sometimes you see something and you resonate with it, and it shows you a different perspective of the culture. But anyway, look at this one. Stunning. Look at the chaos, right? And look at the beautiful colors. I love just the way it looks. It makes me feel, you know. There's even this one at the back I've just seen. Like, look at that. That is gorgeous. Take some time. Take a day. Explore the city. Go to an art gallery. Thank me later. And then look at this. Nothing without water. Water no get enemy. There's an interesting one Vincent and I have seen of Nelson Mandela. Look at that one. Wow. Quelly. That's nice, huh? This one actually reminds me of some Japanese samurai art painting. Have a look at it. I'll try and find out what it actually depicts, but just look at this. Right? Few ronin. Those are bamboo sticks or handles of their katanas.
This is called the Ayo Masquerade in Lagos.
Okay.
It comes as seasonal when they want to remember a notable person that dies. So either 10 years ago the person dies, so they will now use a special day to remember that particular person.
Okay.
Either a high chief or once a king. So they will now bring the concerts seasonal, not every day.
And this is how they dress and they represent.
They dress like this. This thing is called Okang Bata.
Okang Bata.
Okang Bata, which is their stick.
Okay.
Okang Bata.
I was saying it looks like Japanese samurai.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
Beautiful, beautiful.
if you see them, they put on white
Yes.
and they have their leaders by name. That comes out.
Beautiful, thank you. So that's the lady we met. Nike.
It was the last night, so after the dinner with some close industry friends, we decided to head back to the hotel. Usually there's something always happening every night. There's a gala dinner, folks are going out exploring clubs and networking. So it depends on what you want, but we decided just to head back to the hotel. Lagos Continental was a pretty interesting hotel. In Nigeria, what we notice is there's a lot of security. To get around, you can pretty much use Ubers. They're quite popular, though I must say the cars are not as advertised. As you can see, Ikituime Gongwa, and this was probably the most expensive Uber we could find. Now the hotel itself, gorgeous. Amenities, it had all the basic things that I needed, and the conference happened here and we decided to stay here as well, so which was pretty convenient for us. Here's a look at one of the social areas. So a few fights were going on. We'd all congregate over there to catch up. There's a bar at the end. Now this was the last day, so it was pretty quiet. There's an outdoor pool area where this was the hazard zone. Most of the Kenyans would gather over here and basically stay awake the entire night and then attend their meetings in the morning. Now this is my favorite part. The hotel gym was actually pretty impressive. Managed to get in a few decent workouts. One thing that surprised me though is the machine selection. So you could pretty much get a very good workout with a selection of equipment, upper body, lower body. And I'm not sure if it's just me, but seeing gym equipment turns me on. Now, speaking of turning on, this particular cardio machine, I've never seen any of these in Kenya, so this was pretty high tech. You can actually charge your phone on these bad boys and connect your Apple Watch. Now, the rooms in general and the hotel, I'd say was pretty much an 8 out of 10. Staff was super friendly. The rooms were actually really good. And we got a room, most of us got a room on the 20th floor, so had a pretty awesome view of the entire city. Here's a snippet into the room. As you can see, the bed is quite well made. No action was happening. Waterfall shower in the washroom, amazing. And overall, I'd say 8 out of 10. Now, I'd recommend you guys get these perfumes. Italians love Dolce & Gabbana and Hawas. I'm not sure the particular name, but it's purple in color. For night and day, guaranteed you'll get all the attention. So this was us on our last day. We basically packed up and headed to the airport lounge. Getting to the airport was a bit of a tricky situation.
It's been an eventful week at AFPIF. We are now checking out. We're just in the lounge. Lagos Airport is quite interesting compared to JKIA. But the lounge is pretty nice. We went, things went through smoothly. But what you need to be prepared for is everyone asking you for something, something to sweeten the pot. But here we are. Fred, unatembea wapi? My friend Vincent. Good trip? Good trip?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
The
sawa.
airport is a bit messy.
Yes. Well, I hope you guys enjoy that snippet into Lagos and the Africa Peering Forum. We'll catch you on the podcast.